The Empire of Maka has existed for nearly 1,000 years. Founded and ruled by Ava the Main, the immortal empress, it quickly expanded its borders thanks to the overwhelming power of its mages and the shrewd politics of its nobles. Now it has fully conquered the centre of the continent of Elmera, and although war has ended, peace still eludes its populace. As the Empire nears its first millennia, the signs of turmoil have become more frequent and apparent. Monsters are becoming more bold, nobles plot schemes of usurpation, and whispers of rebellion hang heavy in the slums. This gave rise to the adventurer. These strong individuals of all races and classes lend their might to the citizens of Maka to drive back monstrous incursions. There are even adventurers who perform deeds so noble that the people can see beyond their race to the hero that lies within. There are those who criticize these adventurers and claim they're nothing more than pawns used to advance the political machinations of nobles. Despite the immortal Empress herself making fewer and fewer appearances, there are those whose faith in the Empire remains unshaken, but the wise know that it only takes a few sparks to ignite the flames of change. Allow me to introduce you to these sparks. Welcome to Elmera.
Hello and welcome to Dice Age, a real play D&D podcast. My name is Jack and I'm the Dungeon Master, and joined with me as always are our wonderful heroes. Would you all mind introducing yourselves?
Hi, I'm AJ and I'm playing Edgar, the half-elf blood hunter.
Hi, I'm Alice Rose and I play T, the elven sorceress.
Hello, I'm Mitchell and I play Esaraeus, the human rogue.
Hi, I'm Zach. I'm going to be playing Tauros, the tiefling paladin.
Hello, I'm Trey, and I am playing Oberon Perseus Maximus Germanius Cornelius Alexander Claudius II, your drow fighter.
Wonderful. Now, I do peek behind the curtain. Has been a while since our last recording session, so I know we are all in desperate need for a recap. And as we all know, AJ is the master of recaps. He is the one who always comes up with incredible ways to not only remind viewers of what happened previously, but also entertain them as he does it. So AJ, what genius strategy have you come up with for this episode?
You know, when you've mastered something like recaps, you want to keep honing your skills. You want to keep pushing the envelope. And a lot of shows do a recap saying what happened in the last episode. But I thought, let's take it another level. How about instead of just talking about what happened last time, what if we actually knew what was going to happen next? So,
you do that?
I scrounged up what was left of our funds and made some shady deals on the black market. And I went out to find us a real diviner in Elmera to help us find out what happens next. Thought that would be pretty cool. Unfortunately, diviners are pretty expensive, and even with the funds and the loss of a kidney, I couldn't afford it. But I was able to find a medium who does a bunch of really sketchy 3 a.m. commercials, who's willing to come on for a lot cheaper. So helping us with our recap / preview will be Madame Esmeralda. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, folks, for having me. Here, take my business card. I also do birthdays. Oh, anyone got a light?
I'm sorry, but you can't smoke in here.
I knew you were going to say that. See, I told you I'm a psychic.
I thought you were a medium?
Yeah, that's what I said. Psychic, medium, basically the same thing.
I'm pretty sure mediums talk to spirits, though.
Wait, really? I mean, of course. Give me a second to channel one. I got one. She says, give me a light.
Aren't you supposed to be using those spirits to tell us what's going to happen next in our campaign?
Yeah. Hold your Elmeran mastiffs. Let me get comfortable.
What are you...
This is all you got in your fridge? Spirits can't talk in an empty stomach, people.
Hey, Esmeralda, please, can you just tell us what's gonna happen next?
Okay. Well, as I channel the spirits, I'm gonna need a little context, so stop telling me what happened last time.
Okay, well, we just run over a show with T's parents, Harris and Eileen, and we're going to be with Mara and eventually
Lady Washington. Boom. Psych. I mean medium.
You mean Ward.
Yeah, duh. Ward is short for Washington, but go on. I'm getting in the spirit zone.
All right. Well, before we went off, Edgar saw his old friends, the goth kids, including his closest friend, Kanasha.
Edgar and them have a complicated relationship with a lot of unshared feeling.
What? No. Guys, I don't think she's a real medium.
Wait, that was pretty spot on, actually.
But Edgar decided to be a dick and cut the goth kids out of his life to protect them or some other bullshit.
Spirits agree. Dick move.
Dick move.
Well, eventually, we all met with Lady Chloe Ward and had a real intense conversation about morality, their role in society, and how best to make the world a better.
Blah, blah, blah. Get to something actually useful.
All right. We ended up having to tell her that T was the daughter of Eileen Rockford in order to give her ammunition to use against Lord Rockford and hopefully blackmail him to help her cause.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. I mean, I can definitely feel the spirits coming closer.
Well, then Ward offers us the chance to continue to work with her and her cause, but we haven't really made any decisions yet. Essa shared his own relationship with the shitty Lord Richmond and agreed to work with Ward as a double agent in order to helpfully take him down.
Oh, Richmond? I knew his third wife. She was great. Wonder what happened to her. What? What's with the disapproving looks?
And anyway, Edgar spoke to Mara to ask her for help in taking care of her mother if anyone finds out the truth that Edgar is sorry. She also told him that she kept a secret even from Chloe Ward.
Me and the spirits are gonna ignore that last part. I've already got 2 strikes with the Elmera PD.
We all left the estate and went our separate ways. Tauros opened up more to his mentor. T kept building a relationship with her parents. Edgar visited his old ranger professor from the academy.
While Essa got entangled with some rebellion agents.
Yay. How about we not talk about the rebellion, huh? They already got a warrant out on me.
Wait, what?
Keep going.
And as it was forced to be with Richmond and his very menacing bodyguards, coming back with no new info on T, Richmond gave him a very threatening 30-day ultimatum to get him what he wants, or else.
While Oberon saw his family patriarch, the original Regulus Claudius, the guy from all those history books. It got really intense, and now Oberon is planning to chat with an old friend from the academy.
Huh, neat. So how about that light?
You still can't smoke in here. Now, are you going to tell us what happens next or not?
Yeah, hang on. Spirits, come hither. Please? All right, here they come. Whoa. What the heck is happening? Am I actually getting in contact with a spirit? Holy shit, I'm seeing the future. T has opened a letter. There's a party? Wait, I see. Holy shit. You're all seriously screwed. I'm out of here.
Wait, okay. Well, that bodes well for the rest of this adventure. Thank you very much, AJ, for donating a kidney to the cause, I guess.
Oh, don't worry, it wasn't my kidney. Trey, I'm sorry.
Wait, I thought we were just going out for drinks.
Anyway, I guess it's time for us to head back into the world of Elmera.
Hey.
So,
Some shenanigans.
let's see. I believe last time we left off, actually, Oberon had just made plans to speak with his friend Eilita Gunn. However, we were also in the midst of planning a party that would ostensibly be a party celebrating the birthday of our wonderful T. But in actuality would, of course, be a scheme, a mischievous a ruse even, to set up Mara Deldrex with the Serena Wood.
Sierra.
Fuck. Listen, it was an SE name, so I got like 2/3 of it, 2/5 of it.
You're doing great, Jack.
That's another compilation we should make of every time I fucked up a name.
Too long for TikTok.
True.
They only do 10 minutes now.
That's true.
And it'd be like a 2-hour compilation on YouTube.
I think those were the two big events that are happening within this week.
Is there shopping episode stuff people wanted to do before I dominate the session?
I think a lot of the shopping got done.
Joke intended.
Last session, right?
Okay.
I will say, Essa did tell Cammy about, like, telling the T that everything's going to be fine. Basically.
Right.
Right.
It was met with very dubious responses, if I remember.
Yeah, because it's just this random human guy. Everything's going to be fine. Just tell T that. Bye.
Yeah.
It was in the midst of
He
Essa's.
didn't identify himself at all.
Yeah, it was
no.
Essa's very bad mental breakdown he was having after basically giving 30 days left to live.
Right. So, unless anyone else had some downtime stuff they wanted to go through, I guess I'll leave it up to Trey and Alice. Which of you would like to start us off here?
It's up to you, Trey. I've got so much bullshit to do.
Well, she's got so much, I feel like my thing isn't going to take as long as hers is. So
Right,
we'll
of course
just go
not.
ahead and jump into
Okay,
it.
so in that case, we will have Oberon. We'll start with Oberon meeting up again with Aelita. So Oberon, you and Aelita made plans. She is back from her most recent mission, and it just fortuitously happened to overlap with your own downtime. She asked you to meet with her at a little cafe in the Nobles Quarter of the city. Has some nice coffees, pastries, like you're what you'd expect. You plan to meet each other at around noonish. I assume you are very prompt and punctual.
Yeah, and he's not dressed in like his full adventuring gear, like no armor, no lance, no standard. Like he's very much like in just nicer clothes. Definitely like more casual.
Right. Okay, yeah. So you get there. Aelita is already there. She's already gotten a table for the two of you. So Aelita is a, correct me if I'm wrong, she is a high elf. She's a few inches shorter than you. Long blonde hair, striking blue eyes, like very much you imagine a high elf young woman, that's what you see with Aelita. You were friends with each other in the academy. She was part of another group of nobles that you were more close to during your time at the academy. Unfortunately, they kind of formed an adventuring group. You were unable to join them because you had your own obligations. Things were just keeping you to the point where you couldn't, basically, you couldn't pledge yourself to their group. Part of that was also the fact that you were going to be having your half-elf retainer with you alongside, and the group was having plans to be sponsored by Aelita's father, who made it clear that he was only sponsoring a group of elven adventurers. And in a situation that Aelita was ultimately upset with, but, she can't really go against the words of her father. Aelita's there. She's wearing a nice blouse, nice pair of very obviously well-tailored pants, very flowy, very graceful looking, very much the epitome of a high elf. She looks very happy to see you and waves you over to the table.
Yeah, just make my way over. It's It's good to see you.
She smiles and says, "Oh, it's great to see you. I'm so glad that you are, that you're safe and you're doing well with your adventures and everything. That's really, really good to hear. Sit, and you both sit at the table. She says, how have things been since graduation?"
They've been a bit busy. Mission. We just came back from a longer mission. It went a little off schedule, but it was good. We accomplished what we set out to do.
That's good to hear. Things have been going well for our group. We just came back from a mission exterminating some goblins. Father has, several dealings throughout the continent. So we've been doing different things that help maintain his trade and things like that. But yeah, no, nothing too exciting just yet. Mostly just rooting out monsters and things like that. How are things? I know you haven't had the strongest relationship with your retainer. How have things been going working with him?
Difficult.
Yeah.
He's been Edgar. It's been difficult to see eye to eye with him on certain matters. He's very stubborn.
Yeah.
You work well in combat, and that's what matters most.
Well, that's good. I'm not saying this to be, rude or anything, but it seems like, it might, you might have an easier time with this career if you were working with people that had interests that were closer to yours. I know that you have this deal that this was set up with your family and things like that, so it's not something you can easily get out of, but any time that you feel like you just need to be around people who are more like you, I'm sure that the group would be happy to bring you in.
Very tempting offer. I won't lie and say that I've gotten along swimmingly with my group. It's very much feeling like the outsider in it when it comes to certain things.
She kind of pouts a bit and reaches out a hand to hold yours in a sort of comforting gesture. She says, "I can understand that. It's not really their fault, though. They just don't understand the pressures that come with being a noble."
True. It's frustrating at times when it feels like I'm just trying to do what's best for the group, and the group doesn't seem to agree.
She looks a little confused and she says, "But clearly you should be the one who knows what's best to do. You've got all of your training. You have this prestige that you come from shouldn't you be the one leading this group?
Oberon just gets a very, stoic face, but definitely shows some frustration in his face. You would think so.
Right. Well, I won't lie. Part of why I'm also offering you this chance to join us is that we are actually preparing for a more difficult mission, or one that I suspect will be more difficult than what we've done previously. And having someone of your strength would definitely be a way to help ease some of my anxieties about it. And also, I do miss you.
I miss you too. Tell me about the mission.
Well, have you heard of... It's a very small little village to the south. Have you heard of this place called Ella Creek?
It sounds familiar.
Right. Well, recently there's been... there were talks of, goblins near that village, but now it seems like even more monsters have been congregating. There's even rumors that, and at this point, her voice kind of drops, almost like she's worried someone might overhear what she's saying. There's even rumors that Asori have been spotted in the area.
That's very difficult to trust rumors, especially when they come from places that could benefit from added tourism, or I should say added mystique.
Right, I understand, but this is information that my father got from his own trade networks that cross through the region, and even if it isn't, she again kind of whispers the word Asori, the fact that my father's information network would include that in their report means that it's more than just a baseless rumor. I understand that most of them, if not all of them, have been defeated, but if any of them still exist, it's our responsibility to make sure that they can't destroy our way of life, right?
Right.
And she smiles and pats your hand and says, well, think about my offer. Obviously, I understand that you have your own things going on, and I wouldn't want to force you to break your retainer contract with Edgar over just my own desires. But if at any time you do find that you want the company of people who think like you, I'm here for you.
I appreciate it. When are you setting out for this mission?
Because of the circumstances, my father has asked us to take some time making sure to hone our skills, make sure that we are properly equipped. So we probably won't be setting out for another 2-3 weeks at most.
Understood. I'll think about it.
Thank you. But we don't need to keep talking about that. We can talk about other things. And I think at this point, the conversation kind of carries on from more serious topics to just catching up, reminiscing, things like that. During all this time, what's kind of going through Oberon's head as the rest of this conversation unfolds?
It starts with definitely like shit. Need to like, okay, we weren't as stealthy as we thought our tracks aren't as well covered as we thought they were. Like, I need to bring this up to the group. And then he pauses. I need to bring this up with Edgar. And then just like after that, like he's just like, okay, I can't be worrying about this the entire time. Like, I need to calm down. I need to socialize. Like, I just need to talk. Like, I can't, if she'll notice if I'm just stiff the entire, and like, so he like kind of like relaxes the shoulders and begins to catch up and genuinely does enjoy speaking with Alita.
All right. Well, unless you had any more specific stuff you wanted to talk with Alita about, I think we'll kind of move from that conversation. Do you want to have Oberon? Sorry, go ahead.
There was one thing that he would like to bring up in the...
Yeah.
There was one thing that I did want to ask about. Has your father mentioned... I know that it's been a little bit of a rumor mill, but has your father heard anything recently about Lord Richmond?
She seems a little confused. Not out of like, not recognizing it, but just more like seems kind of random. But she says, no, last we've heard about Richmond was more just that, he's currently single again, as he often is. She like, her face kind of like makes this like expression of sort of disdain, and like in a way that's not outwardly fuck that guy, but in a way where it's like, it's very clearly she has not a high opinion of Richmond. And she goes, he is, from what I've heard from my father, he is a man who is undeserving of the title of nobility. However, unfortunately, there isn't much that can be done to directly challenge him. Are you involved with him somehow?
I am not, no, but I did have somebody that I know who who has had an encounter or been involved with him, and simply I said I'd put an ear out for if anything happened. So
right. Well, I wish your friend safety. He's not a man you want to get entangled with.
I think I can infer. But you were talking about that last mission before. Sorry.
Yeah, and from there we'll move on from that conversation. Now, did Oberon want to try to get in contact with Edgar soon after this conversation with Aelita?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he would try and get in contact with Edgar like within a few hours.
Okay.
In the day, if possible.
Yeah, so a few hours from now, so that'd be, late afternoon. Where do we think Edgar would be around the late afternoon during this week?
Either at home with his mom or training with the
Party
professor.
planning.
Yeah. When he can with team, he's absolutely useless in the actual party planning. Or he's with Professor Luglari doing some of the ranger training he had set up.
Gotcha. Let's see. I imagine Oberon would probably first be heading to Edgar's home to try to find him.
He would check his house, yeah.
I'm gonna roll let's say I'll actually Edgar, roll a d20, evens you're at home, odds you're at training.
Gotcha.
Evens, you're at home.
All
right. So Oberon, you after your conversation with Aelita, you kind of rush over, I imagine, in a way that's getting there quick, but not trying to make anyone think, what the hell is this guy running for? Over into the more impoverished side of the city. You find Edgar's home. How do you approach?
Goes up to the door.
Battering ram.
Just kick somebody.
Yep. Oberon, you're at home. I imagine, even though it's late in the afternoon, your mother is still out working, so you're home by yourself, and you hear a knock at your door.
Edgar knows Mom would not be home by this time, so he does have a little dagger he's got on his side in his left hand as he opens the door and sees that it's Oberon. You haven't been down this way in a long time.
Oh. We have an issue.
All right. Not here. Let's go. Let's go to the roof. And this would be a little spot that when we were friends, we would go to, like, going through some of the different alleyways. It used to be a thing where one of us would have to launch the other. Typically, Oberon would have to launch Edgar up to get there. But it was like a very secluded spot that they know no one would be.
Yep. Yeah. Just once we get up there, Oberon's just gonna, like, the second, like, he does a quick scan. Can I do just a quick perception check to make sure that everything's, like, nice and there's just nobody else up here?
Mm-hmm.
I can't help with that, can I?
Yeah, I'd say, like, if you recognize that, like, there is, like, some need for secrecy, like, I'll say you can give him the help action. Or you can make your own perception check.
I'll let you make it. I'll give you the help action.
Hey, a 17. All right, thank goodness for the help action. With a 17, you look around, like, there's some people milling around and stuff like that at the ground level, but from what you can tell, no one's paying either of you that much attention.
Gotcha. Once I could double check everything, like, his voice still low. We weren't as successful at covering our tracks in Ella Creek as we thought we would.
You think someone found the body?
No, but I learned that there have been rumors of a Sori in the area.
Wait. Shit.
I don't know how, considering the only people who were there to witness it. And he's just going to kind of like trail off at the end of that.
But also, if they saw that part, they definitely saw everything else too.
That's
why would the rest not be in the news, be a part of the rumor?
Because I think that this may have been either somebody knows it all and they're just trying to trickle out information, or, and this is a big or, don't, and he's just going to like side-eye Edgar, don't lose your cool, but it could be that somebody who actually saw it happen sold the information.
Edgar takes a big old breath there. You think it's one of us?
No,
You think it's the one who saved us?
I think it's her boss.
I can tell you, she doesn't know.
Are you 100% sure?
As sure as I can be with anybody in this city.
Can I insight Edgar to see if this is more he knows for sure she doesn't know, or this is blind faith that he's putting in Mara that Mara did not tell Lady Ward?
I'd say that's a pretty high DC because that's a lot of trying to interpret motivations and stuff like that. But you can certainly try.
Yeah. So I don't think that my feature that I was working with Castor would come into play for this.
No, because this is not about specifically working in noble circles. No.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I have any inspiration. No, okay. Any time for a nat 20?
Oh my gosh! Oh my god!
Oh my
Well, shit, man.
There you go.
Oh my god, that's a nat 20. Holy.
For a 25.
Wow. Okay, well, the DC was 20, so... All right, Edgar, how would you describe your certainty that Mara told you the truth when she said that she did not tell Lady Ward about your secret?
This is tough with how it's phrased. Edgar fully believes it, right? Edgar fully believes that. Otherwise, Mara didn't have to say anything. There is a thought process for Edgar that maybe she's manipulating him because he has that about everybody. But with how much Mara has put at stake for herself, Edgar believes that Mara wouldn't do that.
Okay, gotcha. I didn't mean when I was saying it, I mainly wanted to see if I could tell for sure he knew that it wasn't, or if it was just faith in Mara's words.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
As opposed to she did a Gios and promised him that she didn't say anything, or if it was just she just said she didn't say anything.
Gotcha. Well, I guess the way I'd say is that you get that it is more just him coming off of Mara's word, but you do get the distinct impression that he trusts Mara's word. He has strong reason to believe Mara told him the truth.
Yeah. Okay. Seeing this Oberon, just kind of grimaces a little bit. Be that as it may, unless you think that it was one of us, I'm not seeing another way that the rumors could have possibly gotten out.
Well, there is...
I'm sorry, go ahead.
There is a slightly insane but not impossible third option. Would be insane timing. But there might be rumors from somewhere else in Ella Creek. Of a sort.
That would be the most convenient or unconvenient timing. That an adventuring group is being sent to investigate Ella Creek under rumors of Asori after what happened.
But also, if this was any substantiated rumor, they wouldn't be sending an adventuring party. They wouldn't be sending kids fresh out to go do this. So all I'm saying is, there is a chance if we have the time to go follow up on this while it's just Another adventuring group. Also, how do you know all of this?
I talked to a friend whose family has a very good information network.
Would Edgar at all be familiar with your friendship with Aelita?
You would know that they're friends, but you would also know that he's definitely associated with other nobles who could fit this description. So, like, you could maybe narrow it down to, like, a group of, like, 3 to 4, but I'd say, like, it'd be very, especially with how far they've grown apart, like, recently, like, Oberon wouldn't have exactly told Edgar that, like, he had a very close relationship with Aelita. So, you would probably be able to narrow it down that it was like a noble member of like the academy.
How long ago was our mission to Elder Creek now, Jack?
Few weeks, right?
It was
A month?
close to a month, I think, at this
Like
point.
4 weeks to a month.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
because it was a week downtime in between Cashel and Ella Creek, and it's about like a 9-day journey to Cashel, I think. So it's 18 days there and back. We spent a couple days in Ella Creek, not Ella Creek, but Cashel, and then we spent about a week. So yeah, around
In
a
about
month.
4, it's been about 4 weeks to a month.
4 weeks to a month, like just over a month.
Mhm.
All that I'm trying to get across is, yes, she has proven that she can be very trustworthy, but I don't trust her boss.
Neither do I, Oberon.
And
As far as I know, she doesn't know.
all I'm saying is that you can't discount the fact that while she may view you as a friend, I guarantee you that in the end, she has the final say so. It's always better to watch every possible blind spot.
Trust me, I know, and I know I've got the largest possible target on my back right now, too. But every single moment I'm still with this group, I know that I'm not doing the smart thing. Because I know at any moment, anyone of this group could turn their back on me to benefit themselves. So I don't have a choice but to trust people right now, Oberon. Because I know right now I can't do this on my own.
Kind of just like, and just under his breath, like, every person.
Thanks for sharing. I appreciate it. But if this is about me, it's a good thing I'm rarely ever in that form. That was the first time it ever popped out.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be near Ella Creek just yet. So we'll see. But if you don't mind, if you hear from this group again in any of their research, and there's more to this rumor, I'd really appreciate hearing that.
He just nods and begins heading to like where like we descend off the roof, and he's just, I will. But as you said, be careful. You never know. And like kind of like almost in like a very sarcastic but also a little bit bitter way, just, it could be me after all. And he just like heads down after that.
Under Edgar's breath, he says, I really hope it's not.
All right. Well, I think that kind of puts a nice little bow on all the important stuff for Oberon right here.
Before we jump to the party planning, I want to do really fast shopping. I wrote the crap down because brought it up just super fast. I looked it up on that catalog I gave you. Yeah. I would like a 10-foot rope ladder.
Okay.
Ball bearings.
Okay.
A lock, a bell, and cook's utensils, which should combine for about 4 gold and a silver. I would also like to ask my mom if she has extra like hand-me-down alchemist supplies.
Yeah, she has some like old ones that she doesn't really use anymore. They're in kind of like, they're definitely not the like as good as if you like fresh store-bought ones. But like I'll say that like the way that we'll work that is that anytime you use them, roll a d20 on a 1, it just it gives you a -2 penalty to whatever action you're trying to do with them.
Gotcha. Wait, you said roll a d2?
D20.
D20.
Yeah, so
and
d20.
Only subtract 2 from it.
Yeah, you'll only subtract 2 if it gets a 1. If it gets a nat 1 when you use them.
Got it. Okay, got it. Perfect.
Okay.
All right, cool. That's it.
Any other quick shopping before we get to the party planning?
I can't think of any shopping I would need to do.
Gotcha. All right. So,
Hello.
it's time, T.
It is time.
It is time. It's tea time.
It's tea time. So, for starters, T 1,000% did not clear this birthday party idea by Edgar.
Mm-hmm.
Their last conversation, it was just a party that she was going to throw, like a dinner party. Maybe like to welcome her parents to the town or something, even though that's a terrible idea.
Mm-hmm.
So he finds out that it's a birthday party when a glittery invitation shows up on his front door to T's 20th birthday party. It's got like pink cursive and like the really nice like calligraphy.
Mm-hmm.
Covered in glitter, like I said. It's like the lacy cut paper. And at his request, she also invites Oberon and Tauros and Essa.
Okay.
So it's going to be the gang's all there, plus Edgar's mom, T's parents, Madame Chevra, and everyone gets a +1 if they want to. And that's going to be the party.
Well, is Mara's going to be there as well, right?
Oh, and Mara.
Okay.
Duh. And she has gotten Madame Chevra to set aside like a back party room. It was definitely a bedroom at one point, but she like moved the beds into the storage room and put like a large dinner table in the middle. So she's got a free room at Chevra's.
So
to have the party at.
When you suggest that to Chevra, Chevra is going to say, "Now, dear, I am all about parties. You know me. I love a good party. Parties are wonderful. However, if you are inviting all of your friends and your parents and other people as well, maybe hosting the party at an establishment that caters to more carnal desires may be a fairly inappropriate venue for this kind of party."
Oh, but it's also quite a fun bar, no?
True, very true. However, I do have a friend who runs a very nice restaurant in the city, and I think I could convince them to host this party as well. And not saying anything against our chefs. Our chefs are wonderful, but the food there will probably be better.
Actually a pretty fantastic idea, if you wouldn't mind.
Absolutely, my darling. Absolutely.
Oh, thank you.
All right. So you, instead of being at a brothel,
Chevra's.
This party.
I'm a waitress.
This party will instead be taking place at at the Gilded Lily.
Gilded Lily, okay.
Run by a close friend of Madame Chevre. His name is Archibald Theodore Tadian. Archibald Theodore Tadian.
AP2.
He is also a dwarf. Rumors go around that Mr. Tadian has, on several occasions, proposed to Chevre. However, of course, Chevre can never fully commit herself to just one person for her entire life.
That's so true.
Though
The only thing she can commit to is cancer.
Jesus Christ.
Motherfucker. You're asking for it
This
tonight.
podcast has been nice. It's been great,
It was
guys.
so nice.
Last episode.
Any other preparations you wanted to go over before the night of the party?
She's gonna make sure that she's just gonna make sure that everything's in place. That she's gonna ask everyone to RSVP.
Mm-hmm.
And she wants to make sure that she gets all her letters back.
Okay. Now, I do have to ask, were these letters entirely crafted by T, or did she get any help from some of her one of her friends?
Oh, some of her, like, one of her coworkers is really good at calligraphy.
Mm-hmm.
Another one's, like, obsessed with glitter. She, like, crowdsourced it from her friends.
Very nice. All right. So let's go around.
Cammy's gonna be her +1, by the way.
Gotcha. Okay. So we have T coming with Cammy as her +1. Edgar, are you bringing a +1?
No. Edgar has a very awkward moment where he realizes he's lost all the possible people that could be +1s.
You could.
Because all of his current friends are going to the party.
Yeah, no, I mean, you could invite...
No.
Oh, you can't, can you?
Edgar has a moment where when he's
Professor.
working... Yeah, when he's working with Professor LaClaria, he's like, should I invite Professor?
Like,
And he immediately thinks better of it.
Listen, there's already going to be a lot of chaotic energy at this party. You can't add them into the mix.
He would be a blast, and Edgar does want to party with LaClaria at some point, but this is not it.
This is not the party.
She has received at least 2 letters a day since her invites went out of Edgar being like, hey, what do you mean it's your birthday party? Hey, what do I do? What am I supposed to wear? What's happening? When he doesn't get a response like for 2 hours, he then sends another letter.
I'd like to think that they all just arrive at the same time.
Yep.
Yeah. Same messenger brings, but you have like 6 letters from this one guy.
They're all written in blood for some reason.
She's expecting it to be Lord Richmond, and when it's Edgar, she's like, oh, thank God.
And then she opens it, and it's just, surprise, it was me, Lord Richmond.
I am Edgar.
Whoop! It was me the whole time.
All right. So that's Edgar. Oberon, do you invite a +1?
Oberon has a moment where he's like, do I invite Castor?
Ooh.
She does write on yours, maybe bring your lovely sister.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Aelita is also still in town.
I'll say.
But he ain't
true.
bringing Aelita to this. He ain't bringing Aelita to this.
You don't want Aelita to meet your friends? Why?
He seems so nice and chill with everyone.
I wish you're doing face cam so they can see what you did.
No.
I don't think Alice would have done what she did if we had face cam.
Alice, the joke's on you. We've been doing face cam the whole time.
No.
Oberon definitely has a moment where
Does he bring Wound as his +1?
Yo.
Wound just
Woon got a separate invitation. How dare you?
Woon brings another Elmera massive +1.
Oberon tries to get around with it. He's like, Moon, you're coming with me. And Moon's like, Bork. And he like just hands over his own.
There's just a really sexy poodle right next to Oberon. He's like, I got it. I'm sorry, man.
I got plans. I had something going on already.
Did T actually say bring your sister?
She said, maybe bring your lovely sister right next to the thing that says you can have a +1. Just a suggestion, not an order.
Yeah.
It's an idea. She heard that you had a sister and was like, oh, I must know.
Yeah, Oberon's like, I want to get her out of the house.
Mm-hmm.
But how would they react if they found out where I was taking her?
Well, to be clear, you're not taking her to a brothel now. So.
Yeah,
That's true.
That is true.
It's the 20th birthday party of one of your adventuring friends.
This is true.
I know, it's your choice.
The Gilded Lily does have a very decent reputation. It's definitely not like the highest of high society places, but like, you know, it's not unheard of for an elven noble to eat there.
It's not a brothel.
It's not a brothel.
Yeah. No, he would ask it.
Sorry, Alice. Special inn.
How fucking dare you?
He would think about it, and then he'd be like, yeah. And he'd like go to Annie, and he would invite her to come.
Yeah, Annie would love to come. She absolutely wants to meet the rest of your group. She definitely wants to see Edgar again. And she did also hear that there is a girl in your group, so she has decided that she will be the annoying little sister and tease you about that. So
he's like, last time, nothing is happening.
And she just kind of gives a knowing smirk as she like closes the door to her room.
I was really hoping you'd slip up and you'd be like, for the last time, we're not married. But I mean,
the last time we only slept in the same shit. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, fuck.
Essa, I know you have a whole list of people that you could invite as a +1 to this one.
So true.
You
Like
won't
my rat.
invite Lord Richmond. You don't have to.
Bring one of the rats that are eating.
My rat.
bring a rat, bring a rat.
My rat, Jerry, or my other rat, Jerry, or the third rat, Jerry.
Mm-hmm.
The fourth.
You don't want them to get jealous.
Yeah.
You can only
You
invite
don't
one.
want jealous Jerry.
3 rats in a trench coat.
I didn't want them to be jealous.
You wouldn't want jealous
Just
Jerry.
this bedraggled looking human boy coming in with armfuls of rats, just being like,
Better. 3 rats in a cocktail dress.
There we go.
well, they had to dress up for the occasion.
Yeah.
I like to think that it's 3 rats in a cocktail dress, but it's not like a cocktail dress appropriate for the rats. It's just a normal
Size dress that's being dragged around by a bunch of rats.
No, S is going to go alone.
Okay.
Yes, he's not going to bring anyone.
Tauros.
I could bring Lady Ward.
Oh, you would find some problems.
I know, so I'm not going to do it.
Horse doesn't have friends, dude.
Tauros has a mentor.
That's true.
Actually, yeah.
Oh my god, hold on.
He's like, what's her name?
No, but here's the thing. When Tauros has never done something like this before. When he sees that, he's like, oh shit, is everyone going to have a +1? Do I need to have a +1? Do I need to bring my mentor mom? But is that
We're all
lame?
bringing our moms.
Do I need to bring my mom tour?
My mom tour?
Mom tour?
Oh, man.
So tacky, Alice.
Shut up, first of all.
He would panic. He would
if you
panic.
ask-
He would invite his mentor.
There we
Okay.
go. Yeah. She has the day off, so she will be able to accompany you.
Shit, I should have invited Castor. Then I could have my mentor there. I could have my dad mentor and your mom mentor me.
It's okay, Trey. You also invited someone who's stronger than you, so that's fine.
There we go.
I mean, he ain't wrong.
I mean,
All right. All our preparations are set, except we do have a special thing that has to happen before we get to start the party.
Some
Alice,
Oh, no.
since this is your party, would you do me the honor of rolling a D10?
no, thank you, please.
Don't fuck it up.
6.
I don't like that face. No.
Oh no.
Well then.
Oh no.
No.
Also,
Already the person we need.
was there
Please,
a dress
it's like the
code
fucking Punisher meme.
on this letter, by the way?
Sorry, what was that, Zach?
Is there a dress code for this event that is formal?
It says something like classy casual or one of those other dress code names that no one knows what it means, even the people who put it on the invitation. So even though it's there, Tauros would still be lost.
I would say
Tauros
Gilded
thinks-
Lily is kind of like a semi-formal dress code.
Please
kind of.
tell me
All right.
Burroughs thinks classy casual is what he typically wears to class at the Adventuring Academy.
Yeah, your casual classwear.
Yeah. I'm just picturing now, we're just sitting there, and then it's what we just rolled on that is we're just sitting there, and then Seamus just fucking walks in.
I swear to God, that motherfucker.
Seamus comes back from the dead.
I've been revived.
For one night only.
The night before the party, T hears a knock at her door.
Oh, she answers.
It's Edgar holding up two different outfits, being like, "What do I wear, T? What am I doing?"
You can't ask your mom.
She
No.
completely.
Oberon feels like a disturbance. He's like, for the last time, Edgar, you can't wear that tie with that shirt.
Yeah, I was gonna say, she completely dismantles both outfits and matches them together in different ways until they become an acceptable outfit.
So
Edgar is hyperventilating in the corner as all of that's happening.
It's still edgy as hell because anything made from Edgar's clothes would be, but
It's all black. I mean, there's really not much difference.
you need to make sure your shades of black match. And have a pop of color, maybe some red. I know you like that.
Blood red, yeah, that's what I go for. Just sprinkle it on where I can.
Are your ears pierced? I have a couple red earrings.
There's 6 piercings, T. Yeah.
She'll offer him a couple dangly earrings that suitors have given her.
Yeah, Edgar's into it. He'll take them.
Okay.
Why can I just picture Edgar being like, yeah, blood red, that works. Just stabbing his hand and rubbing it on his eye.
It's happened. He's and then just salt bait it.
There we go.
How do you keep your dress so red? How much blood do you have?
Don't worry about it.
That's the
It's a
question for
constantly
us.
regenerating pool of blood.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of calcium, Tauros.
All right. So, the day of the party comes. You all arrive at the Gilded Lily. You all have your +1s or not +1s. You all have done your best, some of you more successfully than others, to dress a little appropriately for the event. I imagine Essa doesn't really have... I mean, unless he goes and buys something before.
I was gonna say Tauros would have gone and bought something nice.
That doesn't have that much money.
Okay. All right. So you all arrive, all of you with your various mentors and +1s and what have you. It's a little awkward at first because it's a bunch of strangers meeting each other. Mara arrives and she's wearing this really beautiful green dress, a little overdressed, but it seems like it's kind of one of the only nice things she has, so that's just what she ended up wearing.
Edgar was trying to get his mom to dress up really fancy, really nice for them.
And his mom was like, I don't think you understand. Edgar, we're poor. I don't have really fancy.
I have
If-
scrubs,
does-
and then I have my other scrubs.
Does Edgar mention this when he's at teas?
In his whole thing of like, so what do I have to do to get them to fall in love with each other, T? I think something like this might have come up.
She will provide him with her least slutty dresses.
Okay,
They're still a little spicy, but they're the least slutty.
gotcha. All right.
So if mom wants to borrow any.
If Edgar wants to try to convince his mom to wear one of T's minimal risque dresses to this event, I will need a persuasion check.
More than fair.
That's why.
There's still like a plunging V-neck.
That's a natural 1. That's a 2. That's a solid 2.
Oh my god. The dice are telling a story.
You show off these dresses with like plunging necklines and like short skirts and stuff like that to your mother and say, you should wear something like this. And your mother says, I don't have time to unpack where you got these or why you want me to be wearing them. So we're just not going to address it. And we are going to move on as if this conversation never occurred.
And Edgar is just fully red. And he's just gonna walk to
He
the
matches
party.
the dresses.
He's got all the dresses. They're all like scrunched up, and he's carrying them back
And
to
since
T's
those
first.
walking-
He has no idea how to fold them so that they don't like wrinkle or.
They're just all bundled up in his arms.
I cross by Essa, and I'm like, "Do you want something from here?"
Those rats look like they need something to dress up.
He's like, I'm fine, thank you. Though.
So, anyways, you all have arrived. You all sit. You have your food is being prepared, and it's kind of like, everyone's exchanged greetings. T, you do finally get to meet Oberon's little sister. She is like, her eyes are dazzled by you. She's like, are you? Wow. Oberon said there was a girl in the party. He didn't say she was a pretty girl.
Oh, stop.
Please stop. He's just hearing this thing. He's like, stop.
Yep. And
Edgar sees that and runs up and gives Annie a hug. And he says, "Annie, when we have the chance, I need to tell you the story of the honeymoon suite." He looks directly at Oberon.
Try and run away, bitch. I've got Sentinel.
all right. Annie gives you a big hug back. Looks very happy to see you. Is intensely curious about the story of the honeymoon suite.
While Oberon does, he's just like, oh my god. You do see, like, if you look close enough, he does have like a very slight smile on his face as he's just watching this all happen.
Tauros and Loomis.
Whose name are you
Elder
hearing?
Loomis.
Yeah, it's Elder.
Miss Loomis.
Tauros and Elder Loomis arrive. Elda is wearing actually kind of like her formal military uniform or formal paladin uniform. So like it's,
Don't go ahead.
sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead first.
I was just gonna say she's like, it's got like the crest of the Order of Madeir pinned to the sort of like towards the like over her heart. Like nice shiny buttons, well tailored and stuff like that. Definitely looks like the kind of thing that only gets worn very occasionally.
Cursed image of Tauros. He's wearing actually a pretty nice outfit. He's wearing sleeves, which is something it's a
Disgusting.
very rare thing. But he would definitely would have gone out. Like he wasn't sure what to wear, but he got kind of worried and self-conscious. So he's wearing kind of a nice outfit, like a very nice kind of like over shirt. It's not like a full blazer, but it definitely looks like a nicer shirt than he probably needed to wear. He's got just like a nice kind of flashy outfit on. You see him like adjusting his boots a lot. Like they're pretty big boots compared to like what his armor or like his normal
Yeah,
clothes.
they are.
You see him adjusting them a lot. He looks very uncomfortable with them.
He immediately wraps him in a hug and won't stop complimenting him unless, like, 30 seconds in, when he looks incredibly uncomfortable, she picks up on that and stops. But up until then, it's relentless.
Oh, I was really hoping Tauros would go to T and be like, "Can I borrow a dress?
Can I borrow a dress and want anything to wear?
I want I want one that's kind of mildly slutty."
Medium amounts of slut.
Yeah.
T does get a ball of all of her dresses that's just been like tied together. She didn't want to wear them.
For that.
Please tell me Edgar's mom's just in like pants and a shirt, like a semi-decent, like just like nice.
She strikes me as like a nice pants and a blouse kind of lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what she's wearing. Okay, so you all take your seats, how do you want to try to? So, Alice, I'll say from here on, we will be doing all of those who are in Operation Setup, Mara and Sierra. This will now be a skill challenge.
Hey.
While they're doing that, Jack, can I retroactively said that I said something to Annie?
Yeah.
So basically, as we're walking in, here I'm gonna message you it real quick.
Sure thing.
Secret.
Can't wait until 14 episodes in the future when whatever they're DMing right now ends up like actually killing us. Annie's secretly the BBEG. It's not racism, it's Annie.
Annie, when I wink, it's that fireball in the middle of everyone.
Give me a little bitty persuasion.
Okay. I'll roll it to you. Can I get advantage on this because I am her brother?
Fuck it, sure.
Persuading Annie to not be embarrassing.
Not quite.
In some situations, that would be a disadvantage if it's your brother.
Yeah.
That's true. You're right.
Yeah, so I will say she agrees. All right.
Also, can I have to do one thing before you get to the skill challenge?
Yes.
He's gonna go find T real quick.
Okay.
Part of that, he's gonna find T and kind of try to get her like kind of not like alone, but like a place like where everybody's kind of separate, so they can speak in private.
Meet me in the corner.
Pretty much. He goes. I don't know if Cammy has told you, but I've dealt with the Lord Richmond situation for now, at least.
Is that what that meant?
Yeah.
She told me that some random human boy showed up and just said everything was okay.
That was me. We'll talk more about it later.
Yes, not today, but
Yeah, today's
good to know.
Yeah, but it's fine.
That definitely makes it sound like it's fine. That definitely doesn't. Like,
Esther this whole time just looks like he's just fucking kicked like he looks like a drowned puppy.
Nice. Beautiful.
She was like way too distracted when you were pulling her over. She was like, I'm being Miss Hostess. I'm so like distracted. And when you say Richmond, she is laser focused on you. Mm-hmm. Like you were the only one in the room kind of thing.
Yeah. And when you look at it, Esther, like he's just wearing his typical adventuring gear. It does not look fancy at all.
Gotcha.
Yeah, for those who didn't get to see the Hero Forge that I popped in chat, she's wearing a strapless gold dress that is, like, definitely somewhat, one of her admirers bought it for her. Definitely not her. It's bougie. She's got, like, a tiny little tiara perched in her hair instead of the usual headband. She is the birthday princess, truly.
Nice.
T did get a present from Edgar's mom. as well. There is a glass case rose, just in like a nice little vial that looks a little bit fancier than what Sierra typically gets. But when Edgar explained who T was and found out it was her birthday party, Sierra got you a gift.
Sweet.
All right.
So the skill check.
Skill check. Skill challenge. Sorry. So we're going to set the DC at. We're going to set the DC at a 16. This is representative of you trying to keep the general party atmosphere going, while also trying to subtly connect Mara and Sierra. So this is anyone who is aware of and wishes to aid in this operation. Now, would T or Edgar have told anyone else about this plan?
T would leave that up to Edgar.
Okay.
She is incredibly tactless in many situations, but not this one.
To Edgar, this is a mission, and this is a team mission. Edgar has asked if we could huddle up for a moment before as a group and let everyone know.
Okay.
Okay. So the party is aware.
So everyone knows that the secret purpose of this party is to set up Sierra and Mara. Anyone who wants to can use a skill to try to help either. So I'll say, this will be a kind of unique skill challenge where if someone fails and the next person can, if they want, try to use a skill to undo that failure. So kind of like if someone flubs something, another person can try to distract
What he
from
meant
it
to say is...
or some kind of way of fixing it. I will say you will get 2 of those repair skill challenges, skill checks.
2 each, or just 2 for the whole?
2 for the whole team.
Challenge. Okay.
Because you can have as many as 3 failures before it fails. We are going to set this at a DC of 16. You are going to need 4 successes.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Who will go first?
Would you like to do the honors? It's your mom.
Oh, God, I don't know what skill to use that I'm good
I
at.
can start if you want me to, but
Intimidate.
I'm offering it to you.
Go for it. I'll let you go first.
Now, I will say this. It doesn't have to specifically be get Mara and Sierra together. It can also just be keep things going as far as party things are concerned.
I am going to, my first move on the chessboard. You know, a wise philosopher once said, I love large parties. They're so intimate. I'm going to, yes, that is a Gatsby quote. I'm going to take Mara aside at one, just casual conversation, not like huddle her over to the side or anything, but we're just chit-chatting, and I am going to tell her all about the fabulous work that Sierra has done to help to cure my father and bring him back to health, and look how great he's doing. It's all because of how powerful and amazing and talented Sierra is.
Gotcha. So trying to big up Sierra.
That I was hoping to use persuasion for that.
Yeah.
It is my big boy stat.
Very well. Let's see a persuasion roll.
Oh, come on, dice. 21.
That's a 21. First success. Yeah, so as you're talking, Mara
They're
is
interested.
Receiving it. And Mara is looking like, yeah, that is impressive. That's a lot of not just powerful work, but also work done out of generosity and kindness. Which you do get the vibe is something that Mara is into.
Yeah.
So, all right. Who's next?
I have a kind of shenanigan idea. It probably won't work.
Hit me.
Can I? I'm really good at moving about quietly, but without being seen, and kind of doing my own thing in the background. Could I try to move with stealth, kind of move about the party to get in a position where Sierra and Mara are close together?
Yeah, so kind of
moving about.
Corral them, herding cats.
Yeah, kind of separating them from the party, but kind of pushing them closer together while moving about the party like I'm doing nothing. Like I'm kind of just being.
Yeah. Let's see that. Let's see a stealth check.
That's the stealth. This could be bad. So 16. That's what I'm good at. That's 27.
27. Very good. Very good. All right. All right. Who is next?
Is there music at all at the guild?
Of course, there's music
yeah.
at the guild.
Oh, yeah.
As the night's going on, Edgar's like, I only know one thing that works and that my mom really enjoys doing outside of work is dancing. So Edgar's going to try an acrobatics check to start dancing first with his mom, but hopefully maneuver it for the two of them.
Can I at all assist, or have I already used my action?
You've already done your
Okay.
action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone can save me if I fuck up, but yeah.
Okay.
15 acrobatics. You're so close. You're so close. You do dance with your mom, and that's all right. But Mara looks kind of shy
As he does this, can Oberon seeing this happen and see that like he's doing good, but like seeing this and he's just like, can he potentially try to go over and not acrobatically, but more of a performance with like his formal training in like formal events, dancing, like
Court dancing.
Court dancing, attempt to like pick it up where Edgar like left off.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So this will be an attempt to overcome that failure. And this will be with your acrobatics?
Can I make this performance?
My bad, performance, yes.
My acrobatics is -1. Unless you let me use athletics for some reason. But
Let's see a performance check.
Fucking throw
That
Mara
much
at
better.
Sierra.
It's only +2. Nope. I had that set to GM. Be worse.
Unfortunately, that is another failure.
I have a
with that.
+10. I say I have a +10 acrobatics if you want me to try to fix
You
that.
already win.
So
You already
you've
win.
already gone, and also I misspoke. So the acrobatics has been used already. So remember the skill challenge,
Okay.
you
One of
can't
those.
reuse skills. So unfortunately, we are at 2 failures. So I will say with a 10, Oberon tries to keep the dance atmosphere going. However, Mara consistently kind of,
Not into it.
politely refuses just because it seems that she is just not very comfortable with public dancing.
Boros, it's up to you.
Boros is not good at a whole lot besides hitting things, dude.
Now, I will say, Tauros, you do have an opportunity to, everyone still has the chance to try to correct one of the 2 failures that have happened already.
Okay.
That was what I attempted to do for Edgar's.
Right. I meant, when I said that you all get 2, I meant like the maximum amount of failures you can correct is 2.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Not that you only get 2 attempts.
Okay. And when you fail to correct a failure, it results in another failure.
That does result in another failure.
Okay.
So Tauros, now I will suggest, I imagine Tauros is a lot more involved in things like athletics and stuff like that. You could,
Or just start doing push-ups.
You could potentially do something like accidentally cause a commotion, knock over a tray or something like that, that distracts, that knocks over a tray, that distracts from a flub from a previous
I was
party
even
member.
going to say you could bump into Sierra and have the cliche moment,
old
she
Disney
falls and
Accidentally
Mara
push them into each other.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was thinking more of yeeting Mara at Sierra.
I think Mara has a good 2 feet on Sierra or something like that.
Yeah, she's a furball, right?
Yeah.
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 Edgar started this, he's like, guys, we have to be subtle. And everyone's trying to be really subtle. And Tauros walks up, picks her up and just fucking throws her overhead.
So what's Taurus gonna try to do?
I'm gonna try to like. He's kind of trying to keep off to the side. He knows he's like, I'm a big clumsy guy. I can't get in on this. I'm just gonna watch from afar and just help where I can. He sees that he's like, wait, I'm a big clumsy guy. I can help where I can, and he's gonna kind of like try to like elbow someone to like as he's like trying to like just like, oh, excuse me. He's gonna kind of like elbow someone to like kind of try a domino effect of just like an absolute fucking mess, so that it kind of takes away from that mess.
Yep.
I'll do an athletics. I'm just trying to low key shoulder charge someone. Oh, baby.
Hey, that's a 21.
Hey,
so
let's go.
You have successfully eliminated one of the failures. We're still at 2 successes and 1 failure.
Okay, so eliminating a failure.
Everybody's gone.
At 2 successes. Got it.
Everyone's gone. We'll start a new round. I'm going to say we'll reset the skills so you can use previously used skills. You, as an individual, cannot use a skill you've already used, but the rest of the party can use a skill that has not been used this round.
Got it, okay.
So keep in mind, it doesn't have to go in the same order as the previous round.
Okay. I have an idea.
Okay.
All right.
It's so risky. Like they're actual stakes, not just fun stakes.
Mm-hmm.
No, they're just fun stakes.
Maybe I should do something else.
Fun stakes.
I have an idea if you have.
You know what I'm gonna do? So before the dominoes and before the
and the Papa
interesting
John's
time.
and the Pizza Hut.
All that stuff.
On Sierra.
Yes, no. Do I dare? Who dares?
Do it.
I have an idea to.
Edgar's mom.
No. I have an idea to do the tap you on the wrong shoulder kind of thing to Mara while Sierra. No. While Sierra is just dancing and having a good time, thriving, looking her best, happy, confident in her lane, hydrated. Just do the tap her on the wrong shoulder so she catches a glimpse of that and just sees this woman thriving and sees that not only is she kind, but she's talented and fun.
Okay.
So sleight of hand for that.
Absolutely. And this would just be attempting a success. It wouldn't be attempting to correct a failure.
Correct.
Okay.
Come on.
Fuck it up. Oh, fuck it
Got this.
up.
Go fuck yourself.
Hey, that's a 23.
If I could add on to that, I have an idea that could play off of that.
Okay.
When T taps her, imagine T taps her, she sees, because she did that before the commotion. Commotion happens. I like to imagine Essa, Mara maybe takes a step back, and Essa's gonna kind of stick his foot out to trip Mara into Sierra, so they kind of land into each other, and Sierra catches her.
Mm-hmm.
It is not a good idea when she has 2 feet and
or
at least 80
whichever
pounds on her.
However it works out. Yeah. I get what you're going for. So what skill would this be?
Can it be acrobatics, trying to sneakily get my foot out there to trip her, or would that be...
I feel like with what you're going for, it'd be the way you've described it would be closer to a sleight of hand, but sleight of hand has already been used this round.
Yeah.
Could he attempt to stealth, basically
well, he's already used his stealth.
I've already used my own
right.
stealth. Okay, so trying to go with acrobatics. Could I maybe?
It could be a little heavy-handed.
Yeah. Could I try to do something similar to what was being done earlier with what Edgar was trying earlier, and see if I can get it right this time? Where he was dancing.
Essa wants to try the dance with Edgar's mom.
Do it.
Do it.
You can certainly try.
I have a +10. I have a really good chance of passing this.
We're literally telling you to do it.
Okay.
If Edgar sees what Essa's trying to do, Edgar will say, "Oh, hey, Mom, this is Essa.
He's also a
He's
dancer.
pretty dexterous."
He smells like rat.
Dexterous.
23.
That's a 23.
Smells like rats, but man, can he cut a rug.
All right, Essa, you're actually a pretty decent dancer. And as you start dancing, it gets a little infectious, and you actually manage to convince and you kind of work in a way of a routine to like kind of move Sierra to after your own little bit of dancing towards Mara.
Like a changing partner dance kind of thing?
Kind of thing. Mara blushes, but she goes along with it. So now that you are at 4 successes, you still have 1 failure. I will give 1 more chance to try to fix that failure before ending the skill challenge.
And what was that was
the Edgar one initially, where he tried to do the dancing but couldn't get it all the way
but
through.
It doesn't have to be that specific thing you're trying to correct. It's just a general, what can you do to try to smooth over things? Failure correction.
Yeah.
So this would have to be either Tauros, Oberon, or Edgar.
Oberon.
Oh, jeez, the 3 worst people.
We're all really good at this.
And it cannot be sleight of hand or acrobatics.
Or else just keeps causing a distraction with athletics, just keeps beating people up.
Beating the shit out of people.
He gets thrown out the park.
Taurus, what's your athletics?
My athletics is a 3 right now. I don't have a proficiency at it.
Can I attempt to do what Tauros did earlier? Like where like as they're like maybe like dancing near each other, just want to like kind of like very like subtly, like as I'm walking by, like maybe just like bump into Sierra maybe a little bit and cause her to like take a step closer to Mara.
Okay. Yeah. I'll say the way you described that, I will accept athletics. I will also accept stealth. You are not in your heavy armor, so you won't have disadvantage.
I'll do athletics.
Okay.
Come on.
I wonder
13.
fucking...
Unfortunately, that does not correct that failure. I'll be nice, and I won't add a failure for that one, though.
Thank you.
Listen, I got that nat 20 on Edgar. My roll's downhill from there.
Very fair. All right. So skill challenge has ended. The party is starting to wind down a bit. But overall, you guys sense that Mara and Sierra had a pretty good time together.
Definitely. I was just going to say, definitely one thing Oberon would have done is he would have definitely wanted to get a dance with Annie before.
Absolutely. She.
And T's getting her dance with Cammy.
Oh yeah. No. Do T and Cammy keep the dance appropriate for this setting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, she's tone deaf so often, but she's like a little distracted by trying to get those two together, and so she's like not as into it as she normally would be.
Right.
But she still has fun.
Yeah.
Magic Mike's theme music begins playing. Like actual Magic Mike. Like he's
A bard named Mike.
Yep. Annie has a lot of fun. Like asking questions to all you guys about like what's Oberon like when he's in his adventures. Like how is he like as annoying as he can be when he's at home and stuff like that.
More, darling.
Everyone's having a really nice time. Now
Edgar, do you tell her the honeymoon suite story?
Oh yeah, Edgar does fully tell Annie. Just next time you see Oberon, say congratulations on getting married.
She her eyes go wide and she's just like, did he actually get married?
No, but it was hilarious. He got so red.
Okay. She saves that one in the vault. Party is starting to wind down. Everyone is having a good time. Desserts are being served. And this is where that little dice roll comes into play.
Oh no.
Lord Richmond.
As the party is starting to die down, you see that someone else has entered the restaurant.
Fuck.
They are being escorted to a table. When they stop and see this little gathering, all of you, like a few heads turn. Edgar, you notice your mother's head turns, and she gets a look on her face that always shows up whenever a certain high elf is mentioned or talked about.
Fuck me.
Is this... Oh, this is Oberon's
And
dad.
as you all turn to look, you see Regulus Claudius the 30th entering the restaurant, escorted by the Dragonborn caster.
I know I should have fucking invited Caster.
Oh, this is gonna be some fun.
Edgar was cutting like a steak or something, immediately stabs into the table.
Mm-hmm.
Ow,
Just
man.
through his hand.
There's like a bit of a good 10 seconds of awkward silence as like Sierra and RC30 are making eye contact with each other.
That was
Wow.
hilarious. First
Wow,
Second, have either of these gentlemen visited Chevreuse ever?
Have
Wait, us?
Castor or RC30?
Castor and RC30.
Castor has.
Okay.
RC30 has not.
Okay.
You do not recognize RC30. I mean, give everyone who does not recognize Oberon's dad, so that would be T, Essa, and Tauros. Give me an insight check real quick.
Got it.
Teen.
That's a 3. I don't. I'm just like, I'm not dealing with this.
Toro.
So we got a 14 from T, a 3 from Essa, and a 17 from Tauros. T, you didn't need to have a high insight for this one. You notice a passing resemblance to your good friend Oberon on the face of this elven man. And Tauros, that's definitely Oberon's dad.
I'd say the biggest difference is definitely like while Oberon has like his like drow complexion, RC30 very much looks like a stereotypical high elf features.
Yeah. And if that wasn't enough, Annie, seeing him, goes, "Dad!"
Oberon,
What does that mean? Why did she say that?
Oh, this
is Edgar Slam poetry.
RC30, like, still looking a little stunned, sees Annie and goes, "Oh, Annie, Oberon, how
Father?
nice to see you. I didn't know that you all would be dining here tonight."
Yes, member of my adventuring party. We were celebrating her birthday, and she invited me and wished to eat Annie. So
I see.
she did not have any scheduled lessons for the evening. So
All right. Would you mind introducing me?
of course, this is T, the birthday girl.
Enchanté, sir.
He takes your hand, but he very clearly, like, you can see the impression of him being like, "Oh, she's not a noble."
Yeah.
And then he'll just turn to this is Essa and this is Tauros.
His eyes. Sorry, go ahead.
And then he'll and this is Tauros's mentor, Elda Loomis.
Elda, as soon as seeing RC30, like, immediately, like, stands up and bows before him, and he says, "No need, Miss Loomis. I understand that your station requires that of you, but this is a casual encounter with my son's adventuring party. There's no need." And Elda, like, sits back down, but she looks straight backed. Like, she had been really unwinding during the party, but now she's straight back into paladin mode. like Tauros, you can sense like there's a level of anxiety in her that it isn't as readily apparent to other observers, but that you can recognize in her.
Yeah, Tauros kind of rolls his shoulders and kind of like strains his back up as well to kind of like not fully match her like readiness, but like he definitely doesn't want her to feel like sticking out like a sore thumb. So he kind of bumps his antlers a little bit.
Gotcha. His eyes pass over Essa and RC30. His eyes pass over Essa and Tauros. He doesn't really make a face of disdain, but it is like mild shock when he sees who two of the people in this party are. And he looks to Edgar and says, it's good to see you again, Edgar.
Nothing. There is not a word coming out of Edgar's mouth. He's fuming. He's got his hands up. And near his mouth, he is not saying anything.
Anyone who's looking at RC30 as he addresses Edgar can give me an insight check.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Do I need one, or is this something that
You would need one for this.
Fuck. 9.
Oh my god. Let's go.
Go Tauros.
On a roll.
Nice.
The only one who passes is Oberon. Oberon, as your father addresses Edgar, and Edgar just ignores him, it's very brief. But you do see a twinge of sadness in his face as Edgar refuses to acknowledge him. Then, of course, Sierra speaks up and says, right, well, I guess you ought to get to your table then. Don't want to keep you and your friend from having your dinner together. And...
Gives it Caster.
Yeah. Caster nods to you, T. He kind of looks like he looks at all of you, actually, and to Edgar, he also like gives a nod of acknowledgement, though I imagine Edgar's kind of not looking in their direction.
It catches him for a moment because it's reflexively he wants to, but he knows what zone he's in. He doesn't.
Yeah. And so RC30 sighs and says, right, I guess it would be, apologies for interrupting your birthday party, T.
No problem at all, my lord.
Right. Well, he kind of hesitates and then just shakes his head and says, Oberon, be sure to keep Annie safe as you escort her back home.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll a wisdom save to see if I say this or not.
Do it.
Whenever Trey voluntarily rolls a save, you know it's for something awful.
Mm-hmm.
You know he's gonna get fucked.
You
No,
better
he's gonna get
pray
fucked.
he succeeds. Oh, we're
No,
screwed.
I
That's a
imagine
9.
a 9 does not pass whatever
gonna
save
die.
you were trying to go for there, Trey.
No,
No.
because while Oberon definitely like feels the tension in the room, like he feels the tension in the room. At the same time, like he does see like that twinge of sadness on his father's face, and like kind of like the just the reluctance, and he's just here. Annie, how about we go with them? It's been a while since we've all eaten dinner together.
Okay. Your father looks a little shocked to hear you say that. Not in like a unpleasant way, just like, oh, I would have thought you wanted to stay with your friends kind of way. And Annie looks up at you, seems a little conflicted, but then says, "Yeah, it's been a while since we had a family dinner. Would that be all right, Dad?" And RC30 says, "Oh, well, yeah, that would be nice. If you don't mind."
Of course.
Yeah. So I imagine Oberon and Annie kind of a little awkwardly walk away from the party.
Yeah, Oberon tries very much to like make it not that he's doing this like awkwardly, like very much like this is a decision that he stands by. So like he's like trying to like go forward with it with like dignity, and like he turns to like he just thank you for the invite.
Anytime.
And he'll kind of just look at Edgar, who I'm assuming is not looking at him.
No, he does. Oh no! At that point, Edgar is staring daggers at Oberon. For a moment, and then the eyes go back to RC30.
See Oberon's eyes kind of narrow as you do this, and like he will, as like they begin to walk, he will do his best to like interpose his form between like Edgar and RC30.
All right. Well, I think the party tries to recover from that as much as it can, but that is
Pretty much immediately when that happens, Edgar stands up, says, "Thanks, T, but I think I gotta go." Little shaky, he says, "Happy birthday," and he walks out.
Yeah. Sierra wordlessly goes with you.
Thanks for coming.
Sierra does turn around and say another, like a thank you for inviting her, and says that she had a good time and stuff like that. As her and Edgar leave the restaurant.
If she seems amenable to it, T will give her one of those like really like put on hugs, you know?
It's one of those things. T goes for it, and Sierra's like, "Oh, okay, we're doing this." Doesn't push you off or anything, but it's just like, I didn't expect this, but I guess this is what we're doing. Yeah. I imagine that the other partygoers kind of start dissipating at this point as well. And the Claudiuses have a family dinner night.
Oberon does his best to like keep conversation going as much as he can, or like get Annie to like converse, but he's not fully in it, and he's trying his best, but it's not his best.
Yeah. All right.
I'll add this if we're wrapping up the night part. As they're walking, at one point, Edgar looks like he's going to throw up. He's just having like a bodily reaction. He rushes into a alley that he knows would be fairly secluded. Just at one point falls on all fours and just seems like at a point that he might throw up or something, but he's trying his damnedest to hold in from just transforming in that moment, as like the purple energy seems to like gushing as he's like scratching his fingernails into the floor. That's where the blood's starting to emanate out, before I imagine his mom comes up behind him and is able to hold him and help him calm down.
Yeah, your mom takes you through some of the breathing exercises she taught you, gives you some like, kind of a calming poultice that she keeps with her. It's like some like ginger and like other kinds of spices, like a chewable kind of thing that, try to help calm you and stuff like that. It's a kind of thing that she's actually made for you when like you were younger and would have like anxiety breakouts and stuff like that. And just kind of like help you through it to keep you from losing control and transforming.
Towards the end of the night, like as everyone's kind of like leaving, Toros like felt the awkwardness. He didn't really understand what was up, but he was like, "Yeah, something's not chill here. This guy's dad's kind of a dick. It just seemed kind of odd. I don't know what's going on." But he's gonna kind of like awkwardly shuffle up the teas, like, for the record, from one of my first parties I went to, this was pretty fun.
Tauros, you're a gem, dear. And she'll give him a hug.
He like you not and no one really. He kind of keeps his back to everyone, but you can know he's kind of smiling a little bit, and he kind of like very awkwardly hugs her back before kind of like giving her a little wave, fixing his boots. He looks very frustrated with them, and he waddles out.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Elda walks out with you, and as the two of you are walking out, she like kind of exhales for what feels like the first time since you saw RC-30. And she looks at you and kind of smiles weakly and says, I haven't seen a Claudius in a while.
I'm sorry. I should have warned you.
No, it's okay. You couldn't have known that would happen.
Do you know them?
And she reaches a hand to one of her scarred ears and says,
Oh.
I've come across the Claudius family in the past.
Oh no! Oh my God! Let me show you.
Well.
What? He like visibly like swallows. He's like, "Oh, I see. What was it through them?"
She nods and says, you make sure you don't do anything to upset his father.
I plan to.
And with that, she's going to kind of silently walk with you back to your quarters in the city.
Issa turns to the rats. What did he do to you? As like Dare wraps up and we're like walking home, as I like walk Annie back to her room, he's just going to turn to her and just, did you find out anything unusual, perhaps?
She kind of like makes like this like face of like she's thinking hard, and then she goes, well, she was having fun. But she kept thinking about how much more fun she would be having if Chloe was with her.
Oh no!
Not connecting.
We didn't check to make sure this bitch was. Oh my God!
We just kind of assumed.
Oh, why did we just assume? Why are we so stupid?
It makes it
We just like, oh, this big bitch is single. Why did we think that?
That's also something Oberon also thinks. She didn't her promise to Edgar is worth shit. Like, that's basically what goes through his mind.
Oh no!
So you ask her that. She says that you're like in contemplation, and then this like mischievous little smirk comes up on Annie's face, and she goes, "So, congratulations!" She goes, "Oh, I didn't even get to say it."
Oh.
Any fun walks home with Essa?
Yeah, I'll say like as the party dies down and kind of everybody leaves, he's gonna try to pull Tia aside again to talk about what he mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of walks up to him and goes, "Well, that was a not the way this I assumed we wanted this to end.
Unexpected, definitely.
It was a lot, and I want to talk about what I said earlier. But if you're not up to after what happened, I understand."
Essa,
Oh, yeah.
You didn't say anything.
No, he knows nothing.
For tonight, just tonight. Let's leave it there.
Understood.
My head is spinning a little. Could be the wine. Could be the nobles. We'll see.
Probably both. You get some rest and take care.
And
See you
you.
when I see you. He's gonna walk out into the night.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine as like as like the day passes, S in his mind just counts down 29.
Mm-hmm. Also,
Every
after
day.
Essa walks away, Cammy's like, "That's the guy. That's the guy who said the thing."
He's that. I don't know why he wouldn't have left his name. It's so confusing.
Okay. Well, at least I know that you actually know him. So,
Yeah, he's one of my party.
okay.
Essa. The name's Essa.
Gotcha. Okay.
I don't trust him yet. And I think it's important that you know that.
She, like, kind of nods and then goes, "Want me to..."
No.
Okay.
He's not a threat yet. I just don't trust him yet.
Understood.
I appreciate you, though.
She
I
smiles.
give her like a tight hug.
Yeah. And then she puts up an arm for you and then an arm for Madame Chevre and says, and escorts the two of you back to Madame Chevre's. All right.
Good.
Why am I just picturing that, like, the method for Lord Richmond's, like, threat to Essa is, like, every single day he kills a rat until the last day?
Essa comes back to his shack and there's like a dead rat with a sign that says like
29.
29. All right. Well, I think that about concludes it, except, of course, T. You have a letter.
Yeah,
I
you
do. Yeah. So at the end of the 2 weeks, I think it was 2 weeks.
I think it was just 1 week.
1
wasn't
week?
It was
At
1
the
week.
end of the week. At the end of the
Yeah.
week, T kind of surrenders her parents to Chloe Ward and Mara, and she's just sitting alone in her room for the first time in quite a while. And she remembers that she has that letter from Lord Richmond. She takes it out, she takes a deep breath, opens it, reads it, and immediately starts crying. She's like terrified out of her mind. This is a new day. This is not the same day. And she is going to make a trip. She's first, because it worked so well last time, she's first going to go to the Claudius estate to try to find Oberon.
All right. So it is this about what time of day is this?
It would be, like early afternoon, noonish.
Okay. So it's early afternoon. As you are walking to the Claudius estate, storm clouds start rolling over. Rain begins to pour down. By the time you get there, you're kind of almost soaked at this point, though I imagine that's the least of your concerns right now.
Oh, yeah.
You rush over to the Claudius estate. You get through the gardens, up to the door. You knock on the door. A servant appears.
I would like to see Oberon, please.
May I ask who is inquiring?
Tiana.
Right. And the servant walks away, finds Oberon. Oberon, a young woman named Tiana is calling for you, Master Oberon.
At first, he's like, "Who the fuck is Tiana?" And he's like, "Oh, probably around this time of day, Oberon would probably like be. He would normally be out in the yard training, but because of the weather, he probably would have like moved into like one of the indoor training facilities. So, he's like fully donned in like his armor, and he just, of course, and like he goes and like comes to the door, sees her like this, and it's just like, oh, and he turns to the servant. You and prestidigitation user just to dry her off before. Come in, please.
Thank you.
The servant nods, rushes off to find someone. I imagine you take T to a one of the many studies or lounges.
Yeah. There's like this little like it's almost like a sunroom kind of where there's just basically like a couple of chairs, a table, like a tea set, and like maybe a couple books laying there.
Yeah, one of the servants arrives, prestidigitates the water off of T's dress so that she's not soaked, and then nods as he walks back out to give you two some privacy.
Thank you. Oberon, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to show up like this. The letter that Rockford had you give to me for Richmond.
Yes.
I read it.
I'm assuming that it's not good.
She hands you the letter, and in your DMs, you will find the letter.
I really hope it just says you up.
Send nudes.
Bitch. I mean... And while you're reading it, T is like tearing up a little again. She kind of pulled her shit together for seeing other people, but she's tearing up a little, getting a little misty-eyed. I'm scared, Oberon. And I know I don't deserve this, and you've helped me so much already. I need help. And I don't know who else to turn to. Chevra had me go to that adventuring school so I could run away, but I have something to fight for now.
He's like looking at
I can't do it alone.
And his eyes like are like widen a little bit before they narrow and kind of just. All right. Start from the beginning. Why does he want you?
Well, I'm an attractive high elf that he found in a brothel and thinks he can turn into a lady.
He's like waiting for more, and he's like, that's it. He doesn't say that's it, but he's like, oh,
I have no traceable past that he knows of, and I'm a practitioner of magics. And look at me.
He does, and then he's just like, yeah.
Fair point.
Fair point. What is it that you want to do?
I don't know. I'm scared that he'll come for her. I'm scared that he'll come for me. I don't want to run anymore. I was going to run away from his proposal, and I don't think I can anymore. I need to find some way to shut him down.
And he takes a deep breath. So what you're speaking of is trying to shut down a high-ranking nobleman He like just takes a deep breath. Realize this is as good as treason coming to me with this, right?
I trust you, Oberon. I trust you with this.
And like he just closes his eyes.
I just need to survive and not have him harm any of my friends and family. I have family now. I know it's a huge ask and I don't deserve it, and you've helped me so much already, but you're the first one I came to.
Ooh.
Oh,
Look at that. Come on.
this bitch.
Hold out the big guns.
Yeah, for real.
She's a
just,
charisma build.
he just like takes a deep breath. What is it that you're hoping to get from coming to me?
I want to go to the others too. I need to be free of this man. I don't care how. Just free. So he can't hurt anyone.
And like in his mind, he's just like going through things, and then he finally lands on. Can I do like a history check to see like if a noble house or like a high-ranking noble is like caught and like has a proven track record of something like as egregious as like taking their wife or their partner and then like murdering them only to go to a new one, basically being like a serial murderer.
It's serial killer.
A black widow, but a dude.
Yeah, but for like, and not just to like normal like Joe Schmo like people off the street, but like high elf like wives that they legally take like from either lower class families or something like that. If they were to be convicted, would it be possible for them to like not just get away with it? You know what I mean? Like, would it be possible for the law to actually?
Can they be held accountable?
Yes. Can they be held accountable?
Yeah. Give me a history check.
Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy!
Can I give him the assist?
I say because of your history being raised as a noble, and because now of your specific interest now in politics and things like that, I will give you advantage for this.
Can I give him advantage because I'm wearing a sweater so he's not distracted?
Oh, that's just as distracting. Listen. Oh, come on, baby.
That's a 20 on the history.
Wow.
Double dirty 20s.
All right.
Double 18.
So, it's rare. It's not something that happens frequently, obviously, but when a noble is provably convicted of a heinous crime on the level of murder, especially in the case where you've heard the rumors about Richmond that the women that he's married have not only been low-born women, but he has married occasionally noble women, and then he's inherited their titles and land after their deaths. Things to that level. If you could somehow prove that he was actively doing this, you would be able to hold him accountable. Now, in order to do that, it would need you could not take it to just it would need true evidence, but also you would need to take him to a court that would not just be presided over by any judge. It would have to be presided over by the immortal Empress herself.
I figured as much.
Never mind. Nope, never mind.
Oberon's like,
And you know you have a noble that you know who has expressed interest in taking out Lord Richmond and who would be a great asset in attempting to set up a court summons that would be presided over by the immortal Empress.
So you say that. The first thing that goes through Oberon's mind, the first thing is not about her. It straight up goes to, well, and he doesn't say this out loud, but in his mind, he just like very briefly thinks, oh, I really don't want to have to go to him. His mind instantly just goes to Regulus. But he just like rubs his nose for a second. There's a way.
There is?
It's not easy. And he's going to like frantically like look through like the bookshelf in this room and just try to find like any like book on law, any book on like court proceedings, like of high council.
You do find there is a book on that lists the Oslock affair, or the Oslock scandal. Sorry. The Oslock scandal was a situation where a noble high elf was accused of harboring Asori fugitives in their land, was proven to have been doing so, and as retribution for his crimes against the Empire, was imprisoned, had his titles and land stripped from him, and was eventually executed.
And I'm going to like quickly like point this, like take this and point this out, and just it would require A, evidence that we don't have, and B, a connection to get us to a high enough official to actually hold the meeting. And he just gets a very sour look on his face. We have
Chloe Ward, I know.
Don't like it. Don't like it. I don't like her. I don't trust her. She's done good, yes, but she hasn't done good just for the sake of doing good. She's done it for her own means. But I think that that's how we'll be able to get her to help us with this.
I hope you're right. I don't blame you if you decide to back out of this. It's a huge favor, and you have a lot at stake. But thank you for helping.
Just like close the book, and he'll like hand it to her for reference.
Thank you. I have to go get everyone else. Thank you.
Just nods.
She'll leave.
All right.
To Edgar's next.
The second she like leaves, Oberon just like collapses into like the chair, and he looks like just exhausted, and he just goes and he's just like, well, and he's instantly going to go to like the biggest library that there is in the Claudius estate and look into not only any like similar political trials he's going to look at, and he knows that it's a bit of a, especially seen by like the elven nobility as like probably barbaric. But he's going to look into any way that basically essentially look for a trial by combat method.
Okay. Absolutely. We'll have you do some history checks and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then I'll get back to you with what you can find out from those.
Okay.
All right. So going to Edgar.
Edgar next.
You freaking bitch.
Yes, correct.
You just played that man like a fucking fiddle.
Said all the right things too.
You said all the right fucking things.
You don't know. You don't know. Yeah. Next to Edgar's. She's a little more put together now. She, after that talk with Oberon, she's like a little more centered.
She actually has a plan of attack at this point.
Yeah. She knocks on his door.
What time of day is this?
Probably like 1-ish.
Okay. Yeah.
It's still raining.
Sierra will be at work still, so Edgar opens the door. What's up?
Hi.
Do you want to come in? I don't.
If you wouldn't mind.
We don't have guests often. Yeah.
She's got like the dripping mascara, which, like, it's mostly from the rain, but hey, she was crying a minute ago. It's either way, it's cinematic as hell.
Yeah.
She comes in and I don't remember if we mentioned it, but Lord Rockford gave Oberon a letter to give to me to give to Richmond. And I forgot about it until this morning. And she hands it over. I was so scared, and it terrifies me what that man can do. So I went to Oberon and asked for help, and he came up with something of a plan. And I was wondering if you'd help.
Well, no shit, T. Yeah, I'm gonna help.
Really?
Are you okay? This is kind of fucked up.
It's
It's
very
a lot of
fucked
fucked up.
It is a lot of fucked up. I'm more okay than I was. I was a mess when I went to Oberon. But now that it's possible. It's possible to stop him and not end up as traitors to the Empire. He told me about this one time where a noble was held accountable for their actions, for committing heinous crimes. And if we found indisputable proof, we could stop him before anything like this happens to me or to anyone else. I just wanted a way to say no to him without getting all of my friends and family killed.
So it sounds like we're gonna need to go back in bed with Ward, I'm assuming.
That's part of it. Oberon hates the idea, but he knows it's the only way.
Yeah, I mean, we can kill him. I don't know how easy
There's
that
that.
would be,
I wouldn't be
but that
opposed.
doesn't solve all your problems.
Solved a lot of my problems.
Why are you in my house?
The whole time.
But I think Oberon's right. There's a way to go about this that'll make it a million times harder, but it stops shit like this from happening to other people too. Once nobles know they can't get away with this, and there's a standard for what is not allowed, we might not just be helping you in your situation, and probably Essa's.
Yeah,
We can make things a little
probably.
better. I'm in, you know that. with you for this.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
You've been
thank
through a
you.
lot. You've
She's
come
gonna
from-
throw herself at him in a hug.
Okay.
She'll let him go when she feels the recoil. Thank you.
Are you gonna tell Essa?
I think I have to.
Oh.
But I'm gonna save him for last.
That's fair.
Gotta get up the courage.
If you need help, I'm not doing much.
Thank you, Edgar.
I'm really sorry, T.
You always were the kindest to me.
I'm gonna try really hard when we see him not to tear his esophagus out, but we'll see.
Me too. And she'll go to Tauros.
All right.
Rose busts in and she's like, "You've always been the kindest to me." Hey, yo, bitch, what the fuck?
All right.
She'll show up at Tauros's place.
So you go up to a temple. The Order of Medir has its barracks in, because that's where Tauros lives.
Yeah. Yes.
And you're just like, can Tauros? And like one guy who's there's like, no, yeah, and takes you over to the part of the barracks where Tauros lives.
This is a very odd parallel to going to Oberon's.
Mm-hmm.
It's hilarious. She'll knock on his room door, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
He's like in his room. He's probably like just like working out and like just like it's gross out. So there's nothing else to do anyways. He's like cleaning armor and he hears like a knock. He's like, huh? Yeah, like kind of like gets
It couldn't
up.
be for me, so
It's not for me. He just keeps doing what he's doing. He like kind of gets up and like he like kind of cracks the door a little bit and he kind of looks out and just, "Hi, T. Can I? What's up?"
Can I
He kinda,
come in?
opens the door a little more. Just, yeah, sure. And he kind of like just he's like very like, what the fuck? And he kind of just opens his door and you see his guy's little ramshack room. It's he tries to keep it organized, but you can tell it's really beat to shit. As he's walking in, you hear a familiar sound you've heard of in a while of hooves hitting the ground as he walks over to his bed. And he just kind of sits down and just, what's up?
I feel very guilty asking you this, but I need your help.
Of course, I can do what I can. What's up? Well, what's wrong?
She hands him the letter. I got this from Rockford for Richmond. And I think you know why it scares the hell out of me.
He like kind of reads it over a couple times. He doesn't actually get it at first, and then his eyes like widen. And he's, oh.
Yeah. I can't let that happen. And Oberon said he has a way to make it not happen. But I don't think any of us can do it without all of us. And if it's not too much, and I know it is too much, I'm just asking because you've always been one of my closest friends. Can you help?
This is Big T. He's a very powerful man.
Oberon says there's a way to take this to a high court. We can go through Lady Ward and take him to court over this. We don't have to become enemies of the state just to save our own skins.
How am I supposed to help with that?
I don't know yet. I just know that having you by my side would help.
He's like he's got a really iffy face on of it's he's trying to keep his stone cold, but like he's reading the letter and he's like looking at you and like hearing these words and like his brain's like, dude, fuck no. This is
She's
bad news.
She's like embarrassed. She's like really red.
Yeah. He kind of like takes a really deep breath in and he breathes out and a little bit of steam comes out of his nostrils.
You don't have to. I wouldn't blame you.
Be a bit selfish of me if I didn't, though, after all you've done for me in the past and all that you've done for me now. And he kind of gives her like a very small little smile through his stone cold face. I owe you, T, for everything you've done for me. I will help you.
Tauros, all I ever did was treat you like the person you are.
That's more than most.
I know. But honestly, you don't have to. I'd like it if you did, but you don't have to.
This is a very big thing, and I don't even know where a tiefling can give you a hand, but perhaps there's something I can look into the temple in bringing justice. Medir is all about bringing justice, and perhaps I can do something like that for you. You deserve it. At least from me.
Thank you, Tauros.
And she'll give him, she won't hug him because she knows that makes him uncomfortable. But she will,
Especially because she's soaking wet.
Yeah. She will grab one of his hands with both of her hands and give them a squeeze before finding whatever abandoned shithole Essa is in.
Mm-hmm. Well, you managed to get a invitation out to him, so I imagine you have some way of getting to it.
Yeah.
So I will ask, when you deliver the letter to Essa, maybe this is the chance for you to read the letter out loud for the audience.
That's what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Getting fucking ahead of me. How dare you? So T knocks on your dilapidated door.
As you knock on it, you're like, I gotta be careful not to hit it too hard in case it like falls apart.
In case it falls apart.
Mm-hmm.
God,
damn it!
Just fix that. Oh. Hey.
Hi. Do you mind if I come in?
I don't know if you want to be in here, but sure.
I'd rather be in here than out there.
Fair enough. Are you all right? You're looking not your usual self.
I wanted to talk to you about Richmond.
Yeah.
I don't totally trust you yet, Essa.
Apparently.
And I think you know why.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that together we have a common enemy. And Rockford gave me a letter to give to Richmond.
She'll pull it out and she'll just read it out loud to him.
To the esteemed and intelligent Lord Richmond, congratulations on your new engagement. I hope you find many happy years with your lovely bride. From what I've seen of her, she's a lovely woman who will bring you much joy during the lavish parties you hold, as well as in private. I was wondering, though, I hope this isn't too forward, but I understand that you are a man of many needs. My daughter has expressed an interest in meeting you, and I would be happy to introduce you the next time you're near Cashel. Congratulations once again, Lord Donna Rockford.
As it is very slightly shaking when you finish reading.
I I don't trust you, but I want to. And there's a way to take him down without becoming enemies of the state.
How's that?
By taking him to court.
Is that gonna work?
I don't know. We need proof. Undisputable proof that they're not just rumors. That this man is a dangerous, murdering bastard. Particularly of high elf noble women. But we don't have that yet.
We might have, actually.
What?
Well, as I stated before, I can talk to the ghosts of Richmond's wives to some extent.
Have you shown you anything conclusive, damning?
Glimpses of how they've died and things like that. But I've never been able to see them clearly. I've never been able to fully communicate. It's just glimpses and occasional confusing messages. But if I'm able to channel them, if I'm able to find a way to make that connection more concrete, more secure, I might be able to get something.
Is that even possible?
Maybe. I mean, hell, this shouldn't be possible, but it somehow is already, so there's got to be something.
That would be amazing.
The only problem is I don't know what could do it. I have to look into it, but that's where we are now.
We can bring that to the group.
Yeah,
Thank you, Essa.
of course. Let's bring this bastard down.
And with that, she's gonna confusedly stumble home.
All right. And with that, I think that is where we end this episode of Dice Age. Woo!
Happiness all around.
That episode started off like really like, hey, everything's going all right, and then just immediately it was like depression. Oh,
Yeah, sorry guys, I knew I was gonna take you on a roller coaster today.